Okay, as we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at the global cues from last night. We had a fall in the US. At one point, the Dow was down 700 points, the S&P was down over 2%, and the Nasdaq was down over 300 points. While we did not manage to turn the day positive, there was definitely a recovery. By the end of the day, US stocks fell 2%. The major reason was nervousness for the outcome on the runoff elections in Georgia, and that's something that's obviously got the market on its toes a little bit. So the S&P 500 suffered its first decline to start a year since 2016, particularly disencouraging after what we've witnessed in the Santa rally that just went by. The S&P fell 1.5%, its worst performance since October 27th. 10 out of 11 S&P 500 sectors finished in the red, leading the losses were the real estate sector. The Dow shed 382 points after tumbling as much as 700 points at its low. The Nasdaq declined 1.4%, so big tech was not saved either. FAANG block all slumped. So whether you look at Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Google, they all didn't have a good day in trade yesterday, not even Netflix. Futures this morning are mildly positive, with the Dow up between 20 and 50 points, and S&P and Nasdaq futures are pretty much flat. The S&P is up around 0.1%, but Nasdaq's pretty much flat. So that's the US handover. Europe yesterday, before all the chaos really kicked in, stocks advanced. The Stoxx 600 was up 0.7%. Basic resources added 3.9% to lead the gains. Most sectors and major bourses finished the day in positive territory. But however, what happened last evening was Boris Johnson announced new lockdowns in the UK based on the new UK variant of the virus, and that's perhaps going to definitely hurt the equity markets when they open this afternoon. Asia is already trading weaker this morning, taking on weak US cues. So the Nikkei in Japan is down 0.5%. The Topix is shed 0.34%. The Kospi in Korea is down 0.31%. And the S&P ASX 200 in Australia is down 0.16%. So Asian stocks taking it on the chin. And if you look at the SGX Nifty right now, we are in for a bit of a muted start, and we'll see. Maybe we'll sell off during the course of the day as well. Oil prices also slipped yesterday from multi-month highs. They fell 2% on concerns of this runoff election in Georgia. Brent futures were down 50 cents and WTI were down 90 cents. WTI has breached 48, so now back at 47.6. Brent is still at 51.3. Earlier in the session, both benchmarks had fallen by even larger, but they recovered a little bit. Gold prices, the hedge to volatility in equities, they are the only thing that did well yesterday. They rose more than 2% to their highest level in 2 months. The dollar's slide continued ahead of two key elections, so that of course helped the gold. Spot gold was up 2.4% yesterday to $1,943 per ounce, so firmly above 1,900. The session high was 1,944, the highest since November 9th, and then US gold futures settled up 2.7% at $1,947 per ounce.